Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Push Forward podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and today I want to talk about monetization of your skills, not monetization of like your content that you're already creating. I'm just talking about you turning your craft into a business because I know that there are a lot of creators that listen to this podcast, follow our blogs on the Push Bio blog and elsewhere on the web. We also have the YouTube channel, and we'll share as the podcast starts to pick up traction here. But from all the different people that I've been connected with for 20 years, especially the ones who fall into that solopreneur creator niche, if you will, across many niches, whether it's food, sports, music, you name it. Typically they're talented in more than one thing, right? So the idea is like, do what you love, do what you're good at, get paid to do it. But then beyond that, it's like, how else can you monetize your skills, your craft? Think about athletes, for example, Shaquille O'Neal or anybody else that's a celebrity. So they're great at acting, they're great at the sports, but they go out there and then they cross promote. They use their own talent and fame to be able to represent other brands, sell other products, do other deals. Think of Shark Tank. So there's lots of examples out there, but don't just be stuck into one little corner that says, if I'm a mortgage broker, if I'm a chef, if I'm a gamer, this is all that I can do. You can offer the world so much more. But at the end of the day, you have to decide how you want to monetize your skills. And it can become crucial because any business, as a creator or just a big business, right? Big brands, you're going to have ups and downs depending on the economy. There's no business that is completely immune to the ups and downs of business. So the first thing is to identify your niche. The focusing on specific target audiences is really the key here because you may already have a product or a service that is serving a specific audience, but you may be missing out on other audiences because you're not going far enough, broad enough in your current topic, right? So an example that I'll give you is recently I had a client that was selling merchandise on his website, a Shopify website. And so I said, look, you're already selling hats and shirts. Why not offer mugs? Why not offer calendars and posters? And I mean, we created a whole list of different products that he could be selling. And that turned into him creating a business that is also geared towards B2B. So even though his niche was B2C, right? It was a lifestyle brand of t-shirts and hats. Now he has this B2B different channel of revenue that's coming in. He had never thought of that. And by the way, we got to that by conducting market research to identify the gaps in his marketing and look at his competitors. So never dismiss what your competitors are doing and how you may be able to gain market share from them that way. And so sometimes we have blind spots because we think, well, this is what I do. That's it. I'm going to stay in my lane. But if you want to grow, you need to be able to do that. Second, value proposition. How do you determine the value that you bring to your customers? You need to create that value proposition or UVP to stand out. If you don't have that written down, you need to, because the value proposition should also carry through in your elevator pitch. So use ChatGPT to create multiple UVPs and multiple elevator pitches that are also geared towards different target audiences, different ICPs or ideal customer profiles. You have to do that, and you have to do that often. It doesn't happen just once a year. You want to do that multiple times throughout the year. Number 3, build a portfolio. I can't tell you how important it is for you to showcase your work. It's essential. And you really want to be able to showcase your best work at a moment's notice with a QR code. For example, you could use pushbio.io, our web app, so that you can create QR codes and display your portfolio through video. You can display your portfolio through files and then have that QR code where people can scan it quickly at a moment's notice. You bump into someone, you tell them what you do, why you do it. They're interested. You say, here's my QR code. Next thing you know, they've got all your information. Number 4, your pricing strategy. Different pricing models, right? Hourly for some customers, base price, project based, retainer. Those are more service related pricing models. But then even for products, I may have a product where if you order the subscription year long, I may give you a 20% discount for doing it that way versus just ordering it here and there. So determine what that pricing strategy looks like for your business and never again dismiss your competitors. You need to know what they're doing. You need to know how they're promoting to your customers too. Not that you're going to change your promotions just based on that, but you need to be aware. The last thing you need to do is have a client come to you and say, well, your coaching is costing me X and your competitor is charging Y. And then you say, oh, I didn't know that. You need to know that. And then marketing your skills. Look, just like we're doing here with this podcast, just like we do with PushBio and these other apps, you got to use your website, your brand, social media to attract new clients. You have to build blogs, you have to build content so you can gain SEO and visibility. You have to do paid search. And the importance of content marketing and showcasing your expertise cannot be stressed enough. If you're not building content, guess what? Your competitors are going to do it and they're going to serve your customers. And eventually they will take your customers away. So if you're not good at content or marketing, go out and hire an agency or a freelancer to do it. About sales channels. Number 6 is sales channels. Discuss the potential sales channels like your websites versus third-party platforms. We've talked about Amazon on this podcast versus social media. Create a pros and cons list for each channel and how to integrate them into your business. Perhaps you come across a channel where you say, I'm not going to do that channel, right? Maybe you have a product and you want to go to a local farmer's market, and that's going to actually yield more results for you and higher profits than you did if you sold it on Amazon or Etsy or some other marketplace, right? Client relationships, number 7. That one is super important. You got to get yourself a CRM. If you don't already have one, the customer relationship management software allows you to put in all the customer information and constantly update it with notes so that at any given time, anyone who in your company picks up the phone to talk to that customer, they can tap into the CRM and know how to onboard a client, how to solve the problems for them, right? So communication is key, and that is what client relationship is all about. And then, just talk about legal and financial aspects to kind of wrap it up here, in terms of monetizing. Obviously, it is important if you're selling abroad, so you need to know what the tax liabilities are, contracts. And to me, 2 people that I've always paid well and have always nurtured a relationship with is my attorney, my general counsel, and my CPA. Super important. You can't wing it. This is not stuff that you do on ChatGPT or as an afterthought. If you want to run a solid business that you make the most profits and keep most of the money in your pocket and not pay it to the government, to the tax man, then you need to have really good lawyer, CPA on your side. So those are the top things, as I would say, that you need to look into when you are trying to understand how do I turn my craft into a business? How do I monetize my additional skills? Perhaps you call it your secondary skills, right? And that is it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you found this episode valuable. Until next time, keep pushing forward in your content game.